Greetings everyone, it's your boy the AntMAN here, back at you with another review. Who's ready to go on a wild goose chase with Scooby and the gang? We'll be smashing creepy animatronics to pieces. Scooby-Doo Unmasked is a video game adaptation of the Scooby-Doo franchise developed by Artificial Mind and Movement, published by THQ, and distributed by Warner Bros. Interactive. This was one of the few Scooby-Doo video games I've had the pleasure of playing. I've owned the GameCube version, meaning no, I have not played the DS one. So, what's on the agenda for Mystery Inc. on this adventure? Well, they're visiting Fred's cousin Jed at his special effects movie studio and factory called Monstrous Fright and Magic, or MFM. But once they get there, Jed is missing, and his animatronics have gone haywire. They find MFM CEO Winslow Stanton and his assistant Marcy, who inform them Jed is responsible for sabotaging MFM and has not only stolen some expensive animatronics, but also a large supply of mubber, a special compound used to make animatronics into lifelike special effects monsters. Scooby and the gang thus take it upon themselves to track down Jed and recover the stolen items. From Chinatown to a theme park to a museum, this mystery is a thrill for sure. For a video game adaptation, this is quite a fun ride, let me tell ya. It's an action-adventure style game with platforming elements and collectibles that you can get throughout the levels. You as a player control Scooby-Doo himself to defeat enemies, collect clues, and ingredients. He can also change costumes in certain areas. How you do this is that you collect the mubber material throughout a level. Once you have enough, you go up to this machine that can give you different abilities and costumes, such as being a kung fu master and an archer who shoots plungers. These costumes are necessary in order to complete some levels you'll see before you as you progress through the game. Each of the clues are scattered all over the levels too. They're shown to be magnifying glass symbols, and once you see those, it'd be wise of you to go for it. Once you return to the hub world, you must find Velma and try to make sense of them. This leads Scooby to be able to fight the main spook of that said mystery, aka a boss fight. You also have the option to collect trap pieces, which doesn't really affect anything in the mystery. It's more or less just for extra exploration to the gameplay, which is fine since it is optional. Games like this I wish were a little more balanced when they have a collectathon aspect to it. You're most likely bound to have an easier time getting the clues and ingredients than the trap pieces. In games like Sonic Unleashed for the Xbox, as great as the gameplay is, the collecting of the Sun and Moon medals can get tedious at times, and it can lead to a lot of backtracking since you need a certain amount to access more of the levels in the game. For Scooby-Doo Unmasked, however, the collecting of clues and ingredients has a more simple but pleasant sense to it, you know? You don't have to do a lot of backtracking. The items are in challenging spots here and there, but it doesn't get under your skin or frustrates you. Between this and Sonic Unleashed, I'll say this has the more better handle of a collectathon. The costumes and abilities you get with the mubber machines are pretty sweet too. The Kung Fu suit gives you the ability to do somersaults in the air, not to mention also giving Scooby the power of a Kamehameha snatch. Anywho, the bat suit gives you good flight in the air for a good amount of time, especially in the dinosaur exhibit at the museum when you fly through an ice tunnel. The controls are as simple as only needing a double jump to start and the joystick to move around and to go where you want to land. For what it is, the platforming is actually pretty good. The controls don't feel loose, they actually feel pretty nice and tight. When Scooby is supposed to grab onto a ladder and climb across, he does just that. There's never really a period where I get frustrated just because of how the controls are. It's solid for a game like this. The graphics are good for the time. It was for the GameCube and PS2, so I can't exactly judge it too much. For how it looks to me, it's okay. It captures the cartoony feel that Scooby-Doo is supposed to have. Nothing groundbreaking, but hey, I've seen worse. The voice acting is pretty good too. Scott Innes voices Shaggy and Scooby, like in the late 90s animated movies. Frank Welker is of course Fred, and Grey Griffin and Mindy Kahn voice Daphne and Velma. Adam West voices Mr. Stanton, the CEO of Monstrous Fright Magic. R.I.P. to the 60s Batman himself, by the way. You did great, man. The music is pretty nice too. I love the level themes a lot, since they are pretty atmospheric and have a sense of mystery behind them too. As well as the boss themes, my favorite being the Guitar Ghoul one. It's just so awesome. So, if you're a die-hard Scooby-Doo fan like myself, I believe this game is worth checking out. For what it offers, it surely is a nice time. The levels are good platformers, the controls are pretty smooth, memorable music, and a nice set of mysteries to go through with the gang. This game is truly a monstrous fright and magic. I give Scooby-Doo Unmasked an 8 out of 10. Thank you all so much for watching today's episode. Next time, we'll be rocking the dragon with a really good tournament fighter. Until then, here's your boy the Ant-Man signing off. Deuces, y'all!
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We need some help from you now. Come on, Scooby.